Happy New Year. Oh, no, it ain't New Year's. It's election day. What is going on? All you sucker-ass motherfuckers at the polls. Mad because Donald Trump about to be reelected. And Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's clown ass is going to forget all about you dumbass niggas who've been fighting with other niggas to vote for them. This is your boy Warren G, the place to be. Been clowning sucker free since 2003. You can't finesse me. Shout out to everybody that's on there. Hey, Tasha, what's going on? Oh, wait, hold on. I got to check. You know I don't be checking this shit. Look, I got to check. Man, what is going on? What is going on? Man, I thought I'd hit y'all real quick, early. I know niggas is biting their nails. Like, oh my God, I cannot have Trump again. So shout out to everybody at the Court Plantation right now that's dealing with this shit. I'm going to tell you, I done had about 15 people ask me if I voted today. And you should see my response. No. Well, why you don't vote? And I'm like, you don't want to know why. You might want to leave me the fuck alone. So shout out to everybody that's at the Court Plantation right now, making it happen, making it do what it do to survive. Because let me tell you something. That voting ain't going to stop them niggas from practicing anti-black racism at that Court Plantation job you at. That's not going to change nothing. Don't think Joe Biden being in office is going to change how these major Fortune 500 companies treat niggas at the job. Fuck the Fortune 500, how they treat niggas at the job, period. So that's not going to change nothing. I would suggest, before I even get started on anything, hey, go get your etymology dictionary so you can learn what the word vote means. It means to wish. Go get those books. When a motherfucker get to talking that shit, telling you, hey man, why you, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, we done come so far. We got Obama. I'll be like, oh, we do? You need to go read this book right here. Black Land, White Wealth by the Honorable Elder Dr. Claude Anderson. You need to go read this book before you get to talking that bullshit. And then when a motherfucker be like, but it wasn't the Democrats that had the racism. It's the Republicans that's racist. Oh, they are? I'd be like, hold on, I got another book for you. Like the last podcast. The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander Clown explains everything about what the fuck the Democrats did to keep the policies going, like mandatory minimums and shit that your boy Barack Obama signed too. Facts. Shout out to all you dumbass motherfuckers that's vote shaming motherfuckers into voting. Motherfuckers trying to make me feel bad. So shout out to all you motherfuckers that know how to deal with it. You know, I handle it with jokes. So I'm real crafty at being like, oh, vote, huh? So you want me to go vote, right? So what's going to happen when I vote and then Donald Trump still wins? So what's going to happen when I vote if Joe Biden wins? So what's going to happen to black folk? You tell me. Just propose that question to somebody. They're going to be like, well, they just going to do what Obama did because the Democrats is good. Be like, well, tell me how are they much better than Trump? I don't care about the racist shit. What are their policies? Because I can tell you what Joe Biden's policies are. And they're like, well, what? The 94 crime bill. And motherfuckers get hot. So shout out to everybody that's doing that. Hey, shout out to all my black businesses, entrepreneurs, blackandnoble.com. Shout out to them. Shout out to Urban Reads Bookstore in Baltimore. I forgot the name of that sister, but shout out to her. Hey, y'all niggas thought I'd just be talking that shit about Freedom Paper Company, nigga. Y'all niggas got me fucked up. I really do be supporting black business. You got me fucked up, nigga. So if you need, and y'all niggas need to might as well go order from them, because you're going to need plenty of toilet tissue, because you're going to be having a bubble guts when Donald Trump win again, and Joe Biden's clown ass is out. So since you're going to have to shit, go fuck with Freedom Paper Company. Get you some motherfucking toilet tissue in your life. Facts. Hey. I'm telling you, man. Motherfuckers be thinking I'm bullshitting, but nigga ain't shit gonna change but the rent. That's facts. You see I'm drinking this motherfucking sea moss shake right now. I gotta have that in my life. Without that, nothing would be possible. Man. Let me turn this shit down. Let's get into it. Man, let's get into it, man. We say I've been waiting for this all day. Look, let me tell you something. I can only tell you about my experience. I don't know how many older white people and older black people been telling me, you vote? I'm like, nah, man, I ain't vote. Then another like, you vote? I was like, nah, I'm an essential worker. I don't got time to vote. If all essential workers was voting, then how would y'all be able to get food, water, and shit paper and all the other shit that you need? And then the lady was like, oh, well, they should, well, you don't understand that. Because we don't really the only, and then I broke that down for her too. I was just like, so what are we doing though? What do we get out of it? No answers. Then when it's older black people, you know, your ancestors died before. I said, my ancestors are misinformed. They were just misinformed. And I said, because why would I choose the lesser of the two evils that have not done anything for my people? They haven't moved us economically one iota. And just like Donald Trump said, I'm not telling you to go vote for Donald Trump. I ain't fucking with none of them. But I'll tell you this. Joe Biden is a career politician who's been in office 40 years. He's done nothing for black folk. He's done more harm to black folk than Donald Trump could ever do. If you really, let's look at the facts. All I'm going to say is the 94 crime bill. That trumps it all. That's the Trump card, no pun intended. So when you dumbass niggas trying to shame motherfuckers into voting for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, I don't give a fuck about that bitch being no AKA. First of all, that's Greek fraternity bullshit. The Greeks stole this shit from Africa and then flipped it, remixed it, and gave you back your science. So when niggas be bragging about, I'm an AKA and I'm a Kappa and I'm a this and that, I be laughing at their ass and I'm like, clown. There's no power in that because the power is drawn from Greek people. That's Greek mythology. You better go to the source. See, they go to the source, which is black folk, and then we go to white folk. And then all they do is remix your culture and sell it back to you. Just like voting. What did the Merovingian say in The Matrix? He said, choice is an illusion between those with power and those without. It's an illusion. They give you the two. Why is it's nobody from an independent party that never makes the ballot and wins? Why does it either have to be a Democrat or a Republican? Basically a Democrat or Republican. Why is it always like that? Nobody ever questions that shit. But niggas want to jump down Cube's throat because he's like, man, we should be independent. But that's because dumbass niggas don't want to read shit and they want to go off what their parents told them, everybody else. I grew up that, oh, you a Democrat. Yeah, right. Then when I got old enough to start seeing what the fuck was going on, I was like, nah, I'm not neither one of these motherfuckers. Because both of them are full of shit if you ask me. Didn't vote either. My ass had to work and didn't have time to get involved. Look, if you gonna vote, okay, I can see you voting for your local Clark County commissioner, if you're in Vegas, or your councilman. Okay, I ain't tripping off that. Go do that. But when your ass is sitting up there arguing and trying to vote shame another nigga because he don't want to go vote for two anti-black racists, nah, fuck that. One anti-black racist is overt and bold and upfront and blunt about his shit and don't give a fuck, and he's an equal opportunity racist. See, that's the thing. That's why motherfuckers don't like Trump, because he talks shit about the gays, the humpbacks, the Latinos, the Chinamen. He calls that shit the China virus. Motherfuckers don't like that shit. See, they want a covert anti-black racist. Basically, what every other racial group wants, in my honest opinion, is they just want a motherfucking racist that just practice anti-black racism. They don't want nobody that's equal, that don't fuck with none of y'all. They want a motherfucker that just fuck with niggas, because it makes them feel better at night. It makes them feel better that they got a Chinatown, a Haiti town, a Latino town, a Korean town. But then when it comes time for black folk, we don't get shit. We get Doolittle Community Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. So what does that tell you? If you live in Las Vegas, Nevada, if you, watch, I'm telling you, watch, one day I'm just going to go ride, take pictures, do a little filming, and get to talking and put the shit up, and I'm going to upload it on YouTube and be like, yeah. And I'm just going to go through. Y'all niggas think I'm bullshitting. After this election, I got a whole bunch of plans. I'm going to go through and show y'all motherfuckers exactly what goes on just out here in Las Vegas. And this is no diss to the Latino community. You know why? Because they getting what, hey, they should not turn it down. They're not going to help us. We need to help ourselves. So we need to start speaking up for our shit and start leveraging our vote and not sitting up here at the polls arguing with each other about why a nigga ain't vote. Vote for what? Vote for what? Look at these communities. Look at this shit. If you go look on the west side right now, like I said right now, you go look, Mario's owned by a Latino brother. Annie's is owned by a black sister, but I need to do my part too and support it. Even if I don't eat the barbecue or whatever. Hey, if I don't do nothing but go there and spend $50 on some barbecue and give it to somebody, that's better than not supporting it at all. So I got to do my part too. Trust and believe in me, I'm calling myself out too, but we got to do more of our part of looking at the economic structure. You got the Chinamen, the Korean men, they go to swap meets and remix our shit and sell it back to us. You got them doing all that shit. But then when you go on their neighborhoods, ain't no black businesses in their neighborhoods. Last time I checked, I ain't seen no Chinamen at the fucking Andes on the west side getting barbecue. But niggas don't see that shit though at all. But niggas are shaming you to vote. And then when I be like, all right, man, so tell me, what has Kamala Harris done for black folk when she was the AG of California or whatever the fuck she was? And they like, oh, why? I was like, well, I know she was locking up people. That's documented history. Well, she's locking up black folk because they wasn't making sure their kids were going to school. So you think that's the way? See, no, because that bitch did that shit thinking that motherfuckers wasn't going to never go back and dig that shit up and be like, well, bitch, you wasn't really doing shit for black folk, but you was doing more harm to black folk than good. So, okay, we get that. Then, too, the bitch on camera basically saying, I'm not going to do nothing that just only benefits black people. No. That's 2 right there. And then 3, you're running with Joe 94 crime bill. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about no niggas. Y'all better detach yourself and jack out of the Matrix and wake the fuck up. You know what? It's more niggas that cipher. Go watch the Matrix. It's more ciphers than there will ever be Trinities and Morpheus in this game. It's going to always be a bunch of ciphers. I choose the Matrix. He lied to us because they don't want to work hard. They want to live in an imaginary world where, you know, they don't want to know about racism. That's why you got Herschel Walker and all these other fucking black celebrities. I even saw 2 Chainz on there. I'm like, 2 Chainz, what are you doing, bro? Biden locked up so many fucking people with his fucking crime bill and his mandatory minimums. He never even apologized about that shit. And you're going to sit up there and throw. They always go get niggas that are misinformed and don't know what's going on. Straight up. That's why motherfuckers want to be like, oh, well, Biden, you know, he's going to do this and all this other stuff. It's like, no, nigga. Let me tell you something. If y'all don't understand what it is, let's just do the history. Most sitting presidents, they never lose a re-election. So y'all should already know that. They never lose a re-election. That's 1. 2, black men are going to be blamed for this shit. They're going to blame black voters and black men, talking about we're divisive and we're black identity extremists and we're the reason why Trump is in office again. And when the boogeyman turns it up, you blame those black people. But my question is to all those Democrats or so-called Democrats, when Barack Obama, a.k.a. Barry Soetoro, was in office and Trayvon Martin got killed, Mike Brown got killed, Philando Castile got assassinated, lynched, Alton Sterling got lynched, Sandra Bland. Need I fucking go on? Them motherfuckers didn't say shit. Nothing. Nothing at all. Not Joe Biden, not Barack Obama, nothing. All he did was say, you know, when I see Trayvon Martin, you know, I'm looking at myself. And, you know, no, he didn't say, you know what? This is what happens when you're black in America. The racism got to stop. He didn't even want to say that. You know what? Because he was more concerned with his white Jewish friends in the LGBTQ, LMNOP, XYZ community. And he was more concerned. And I'm not talking about the black LBGC. Black people got to understand. Y'all got to stop saying, y'all think y'all LGBTQ first and then black. Okay, then let's ask Ed Buck. How many Moist brothers did he kill? Getting them high off speed and all this other shit, and then they end up dead in this shit. And then they try to act like this nigga wasn't killing black folk. He was a Democratic donor, part of the Democratic Party. Bill Clinton busted with Jeffrey Epstein. Somebody got a picture, put that shit out there. This nigga getting a massage by one of Jeffrey Epstein's bitches. But nothing happened to Bill. They let Bill Clinton speak at the DNC. Now, what the fuck is he doing speaking? But Bill Cosby is locked up and R. Kelly is locked up. And then they use this nasty KRS-One looking King Koopa fucking alligator crocodile skin looking bitch do a fucking documentary on R. Kelly. No wonder she did the documentary on R. Kelly. Bitch, did you look at yourself? I know you looked at yourself. That's why you did that documentary. because niggas don't want to fuck with you. And they always go get these Sambo mammy ass motherfuckers who do these documentaries and all they do is go hard on black folk. Candace Owens, all these motherfuckers. They'll never say nothing about their own. They'll never interject themselves. They only go at other black folk. Then you got people like Cardi B talking to Joe Biden. Joe Biden, if you notice, he never went back to the Breakfast Club, and neither did Kamala Harris. He never went back there, and nobody ever said, hey man, why y'all don't come back? Because they knew what was going to happen. Charlamagne was going to ask them tough questions that nobody wanted to ask. That's why they stayed away from everybody. They didn't even want to talk to Q. Why come I seen on someone's Instagram story saying, if you support Trump, unfollow me and fuck you. Funny part is their whole life on Gram is fake and won't say or hear who it is. Exactly. Because, look, those are Democratic shields. These are people that, a lot of these people are ciphers from the Matrix. Trust me, I mean, I've been getting it all day. You don't vote. But people that really, I'm talking about the core plantation, people that really know me, that really know me and know that, hey, I kind of know a little bit about what I'm talking about just from experience. I'm like, I don't expect Latinos and Chinamen and everybody to vote in the interest of black folk. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm voting in interest for my racial group as everybody else practices group economics and voting in block for their racial group. If you haven't watched, go check out Brother Tony Muhammad's when he was on Nick Cannon's class, and he talked about the white Jewish community, and he said some very interesting things. It was someone we watched grow up. Oh shit. See, I don't want to call niggas out on here because I don't want to be messy. I don't want to be messy. You know what I'm saying? That's why tell me offline. I wonder who it was. I want to know now, but I'm pretty sure. See, look, let me tell you something. I'll just interject. I was raised, you vote Democrat and all that, but these are elderly black folk. So I don't say nothing. I don't go hard on them because they don't know. They're misinformed. I don't go hard on church people. Look, just with the little bit of information that I've read and the knowledge that I've ascertained, I can go in there and be fucking a religion baiter and go in there and get to argue with preachers and all that. I don't do that. That's their belief. And that's what got them where they needed to be. So I don't trip off that. I trip off the religious black folk that will try to shame you and tell you, well, if you don't go to church, you're going to go to hell and all this other shit, and try to shame you and go after you and go hard at you about it, but they won't go hard at the dominant white society when it comes to anti-black racism that's being practiced every day on us. That's being practiced on us when we're at the court plantations, as these race soldiers are assassinating and lynching us in public. They won't say shit about them, but they'll go after you just because you can't show up to church. Talking about you going to hell. Well, we're already in hell, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talks about. You better go read The Fall of America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. In the beginning, okay, cool. In the beginning of that book, just go read the beginning. The book is so scary, like in a good way. I got chills when I read the beginning because he was just basically like, you who go to these politicians because you think they're going to save you. You think that they really, and then he broke it down in How to Eat to Live and in The Fall of America. The nigga, he was basically like, look, check this out. You want the same people that give you swine, the most poisonous thing that you can eat, which Christians do eat. Black Christians do eat pig all fucking day long, but I tell you, you going to hell. That's another thing. That's fine. He said, but they give you swine, the most poisonous animal that you can eat, but you think that they want to do right by you? That's a fact. These are the same people that wrote these laws. Why would they want to do right by you? And then they so smart because what they do is they co-opt us. They get in there, they seek, they destroy, they sow discord, they give one group of people money, basically. So they give the black bourgeoisie, the boule black folk, like Roland Martin and fucking Angela Rye, anybody that you see on TV, they're part of the boule class. Or they've been vetted by white folk and safe to talk to all the other niggas and get the other niggas in line. That's why you got 2 Chainz on there doing a concert for Joe Biden. Joe Biden don't give a fuck about no 2 Chainz at all. Bill Clinton went on fucking Arsenio Hall, played the saxophone. Everybody talking about, oh man, he smoked weed and he fucked a bitch in the White House. Yeah, man, he our first black president. But what did he really do for black folk? Because him and his wife was the most corrupt motherfuckers coming out of Little Rock. They was running so and look, let me tell you something. Now it's Joe Biden, and when he lose, you're never gonna hear from Joe Biden or Kamala Harris again. Where's Hillary at? Where is she? Because see, when you join the DNC or the Republican Party, it's a gang. It's just white people running it and controlling it. And see, Joe Biden is a career politician. Donald Trump is not. That's why a lot of the shit he was saying when he first ran, that shit was real. That's how he really felt about niggas, Mexicans, everybody. That's how he felt about everyone. It's just people couldn't believe it. And white people were so empowered by it because they was like, hell yeah, fuck these niggas. And then black folk that got white friends, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe he's so racist. It's like, well, your average white person feel the same way as him. He's just not going to say nothing to you. She's just not going to say nothing because she don't want to hurt your feelings. And she don't want to deal with the backlash. But I'll tell you this. Black folks spend more time trying to shame people into vote for the lesser of the two evils than practicing group economics, supporting black businesses, and being in solidarity on, you know what? Okay, well, we need to figure something out. Let's figure something out because we can't be this divided. A house divided is total chaos. So right now, black folk are divided. Why, Warren? We're divided because you got bourgeoisie, boule black folk, basically, a.k.a. Sambo Coon, tell him about the gun line, Hayward Shepherd, Steven from Django ass motherfuckers that will fucking do the bidding for the white dominant society and try to walk you and usher you into some bullshit, knowing it's all bullshit, just so they can get the Hansel and Gretel crumbs. Because at the end of the day, people just trying to feed their family, so they will prostitute themselves for all kinds of shit. Let me tell you something. I've seen it done over and over again. And then all they do is racial showcasing. They do the racial showcasing confusion. And how they do that is they pick 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 niggas. They do it at the Core Plantation. They do it everywhere. See, this is the good Negro. And that's why he has the nice car and the nice house. See, he's got a good job. Right. But he can't say how he really feel and he can't voice his opinion. He's probably stressed out every day because he can't make a mistake. I don't want no shit like that. That's why they tell you, go to school, get you a good job, right? So you can be reinserted back into the matrix and go get student loans, all this chicken shit. So you're always in debt. So you can never get out of the system. If you're going to go get into debt, go buy you some property. Don't go buy you $150,000 worth of student loans. What the fuck can you do with that? But niggas will tell you to go do some sucker shit and go vote like your life depends on it. Man, stop. Without an economic base, your vote means nothing. Vote for what? And what the fuck, I'm gonna tell niggas is, what the fuck, play this for any nigga you know. What the fuck did Obama do for us that was so great? You tell me. Go look at the policies. What did he do? I looked at him one time and I was like, man. And then they put all this legal jargon in there where the average nigga don't even understand. You don't even understand what they say. They put on so many sentences and run on like, man, what? Because the United States of America is a corporation. The president's job is to deal arms. The CEO of the Pentagon type shit, they don't give a fuck about niggas. If that's the case, they would have done something for black folk a long time ago. That's why, was it Lyndon Baines Johnson? That was like, yeah, if I do this for niggas, they'll be voting Democrat for the next 100 years. And that's exactly what's been happening. Your ancestors died so you can vote. Yeah, well, our ancestors were misinformed because why would you want to be a part of a system that never wanted you to be a part of it? Let me tell you what white folk want. White folks was like, well, we just want these niggas to build this motherfucker because we can't do it because we can't be in the hot ass sun because we're not blessed with the melanin like them. We don't have the genetics that they have. So we have to experiment on them and see exactly why. And after they did all those experiments, medical apartheid by Harriet Washington, they really knew like, oh fuck, these motherfuckers are built way different from us. No wonder they could withstand certain things and do certain things. All right, tell Miss Wendy I said what's going on. And y'all keep y'all composure. See, that's another thing. Black folks got to keep their composure because what they want you to do is they want you to get up in arms. Let me tell you, I got asked about 10, 15 times, right? Now, people that know me, they know not to ask me that shit because they see me read my little books and shit like that. So they know, okay, nah, I don't really want to ask Warren no shit like that because I know he going to have some smart shit to say. So they just keep it moving. But the goofy motherfuckers will be like, thinking that they can, try me like, so, man, did you vote? For what? No, I didn't vote. Man, why you didn't vote? For what? That's how I look at them. For what? Explain to me why it's necessary for me to vote. Honestly, just tell me, explain to me. Whoa, because, it's a free country and all that. I said, but are we really free? And he was just like, well, yeah, I said free without restraints. So we have liberty, right? And he was just like, well, no, but I'm just saying, and I'm like, but explain to me why I should vote. So as I'm saying, explain to me why I should vote, and break it down to me and keep it in context. Why is it important for me to vote? And how does it help the interest of black folk? And he was just like, and I said, let's just put this to the side, the voting, who I would vote for. Just how does voting help black people? Then that's when a motherfucker start getting so uncomfortable, but you fucked up because you brung it up to me. So now when you want to go run to human resources, be sure to tell them what you said too. So I'm like, well, how does that help black people? And he was like, well, it shouldn't just help black people. I said, how so? Well, I said, well, but is it documented history? Would it be safe to say that black people built this country? Oh, well, no. And before he said, well, everybody, I said, so everybody participated in building this country? So what was slavery? So now I got him on skates. He's like, you know what? I get it. Never mind. And then they leave me the fuck alone. And I only do that because I think it's funny because, oh, you thought you was going to get me up in arms. Oh, or you thought I was going to be like, yeah, fuck Trump. Let's get Trump out. No. And then the people that's like, dude, man, you should vote, man. We got to get Trump out. Why? I'm like, what has Trump did so bad that's any worse than what Joe Biden has done? So Trump is worse than Joe Biden. And they're like, you should see how bewildered people look. They're like, well, what do you mean? Yeah, Trump is racist. So Joe Biden isn't racist. So would it be safe to say that Joe Biden isn't racist? And then motherfuckers be like, and this is the first thing they say. They always be like, hey, Tasha, they be like, well, no, he not racist. He ran with Obama. I'd be like, so he's not racist because he ran with Obama. That's what you tell him. And they'd be like, yeah. So it would be safe to say that he's not racist because he ran with Obama and Donald Trump is racist. Then they're like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said, okay. And then I got him. I'm like, okay, good. So would you explain to me what the 94 crime bill was? And they're like, oh, I don't know. So they'll Google it and it'll give them all the list of the things. Because if you Google the 94 crime bill, basically, I can Google it on my phone right now. Because this is what they did. So this is what I do. 94 crime bill. And it says the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994, commonly referred to as the 1994 Crime Bill, the Clinton Crime Bill, or the Biden Crime Law, is an act of Congress dealing with the crime and law enforcement and became law in 1994. That's what it was. And I said, no, click on Wikipedia so it can tell you more, so it can give you details about it. And he was just like, well, what's that to do with anything? I said, do you know that the 94 crime bill had mandatory minimums in the 3 strikes law? You know how many black folk were put in prison? If we make up 13% of the population, but over 550,000 black people were put in prison because of that crime bill, you don't think any racism had anything? Well, no, that's just the way the laws were lived. Okay, so who are the majority of the people that write the laws? Oh, well, white people. Exactly. So would it be safe to say that none of those white people that wrote those laws specifically for black folk? No, I wouldn't say that. Okay, well then, why would it only affect black people, but we only make up 13% of the population? Oh, well, nah, man, because I don't think that's racist. I said, so what is racism to you then? He's like, racism is, when you call somebody the N-word. I said, no, that's a racial slur. Racism is an institution. It's the competition of resources to use and oppress those resources to manipulate the system for your racial group. He was like, so what does that mean? I said, basically that means the white society is the dominant society that controls resources. Black folk don't control any resources. So how could we be racist? And he was like, well, what do you mean by that? I'm saying, well, most white people, they are the CEOs, the vice presidents, the directors, the supervisors at Fortune 500 companies, right? He was like, well, yeah, kind of. I said, exactly. So, and since there's not any black people that are in charge, right? So would it be safe to say that there's more white people in charge of these Fortune 500s than black people? He was like, well, I wouldn't say that. I said, okay, then let's go down the list. Apple, Microsoft, Berkshire Hathaway. Need I go on? And he was like, oh, well, those are just the ones on TV. I said, well, we're more than welcome to go look on the stock market and see all these publicly traded companies that are ran by dominant society people. Then it really was like, God damn. And I was just like, I'm just trying to explain to you how it works and how it affects black folk and why, if black folks are going to vote, they have to vote their interests, since you wanted to talk about it. He's like, so is that what you're saying? I said, I vote my interest for my racial group, since you wanted to know. And these are people that, you know, they're not going to start no shit, but they would later come back to me and do their own research and try to bring you their skewed facts about the 94 crime bill. And I'm like, you should read the new Jim Crow. And he was like, well, I said, no, actually, Michelle Alexander's husband works for the FBI. This is documented history. These are facts. This is just not nothing made up. I said, you should go research the 94 crime bill. Matter of fact, you should research Oliver North and Freeway Ricky Ross and Gary Webb. Go watch the movie called The Messenger and go read the book, The Dark Alliance. And he was like, oh, well, I was like, yeah. But you're asking me to vote in a system that never showed us any leniency in the last 450 years? Sorry, man. Not doing it. Then the motherfucker was just like, woo. And then the next motherfucker want to come up. But by then, motherfuckers know not to fuck with me. Because the first question I asked, well, why? I even hit one person with, well, do you know what vote means? Well, yeah, it's to elect. No, there's a difference. Do you know what the etymology of the word? He's like, well, what the fuck is that? I said, the origin of the word, how the word was created. These are white folk. And I'm like, do you know what that means? He was like, well, what does it mean? I said, it means to wish. That's really what it means. To cast your wish. You know how they say, cast your vote? Cast your wish. And when you talk, you're creating spells. So they worded these words a certain way on purpose to play mind games with people. But that's what it really means. He's like, well, I will Google etymology of what the word vote means. I'm just telling you. I say, and by the way, you should read this book called In the Matter of Color. You know, I always refer a book. Even if it's the same books, refer the books. Because that's the only way people will back down. You know what they thought they were going to get? They thought they were going to get a 2008 warning, emotional warning. Oh, it's Obama and all this other stuff. No, you're not getting any of that from me. Now you're getting intellect. Now you're getting a response and not a reaction. And when you're at the core plantation, you have to learn how to keep your composure, because a lot of times dominant white society people, they like to see you all up in arms and emotional because they laugh at it. It's entertainment to them. If they could, they tell you to stop, pause, they go get popcorn, and then they come back and say, action. Now tell me why you want to vote for such and such. Some people are race baiters, and they start to talk about shit just to get you all up in arms. Some black folk are running, duck, and hide because they have no knowledge of who they are. But me personally, I'm going to tell you right now, no matter who wins this election, black folk are still locked and boxed out of the wealth of this country. 90% of the nation's wealth is held in the hands of the white dominant society, not black folk. So no matter who wins, motherfuckers acting like Joe Biden's going the next day if he wins. Okay, we're going to start giving reparations. Joe Biden basically told y'all, I don't give a fuck about what my great-great-grandfathers and them did to black folk. That's not my problem because I didn't do any of that. So why do I have to take accountability for it? But you're a direct beneficiary of black labor. That translates to white wealth. No slavery, you don't have white wealth. And never let a person alligator roll you or deflect and have the white fragility in their heart where they use that white fragility and try to make you even feel bad. Like, oh, well, come on, man. The slavery card. Look, let me tell you something. I'm never letting that go. The white Jewish community never lets us forget the Holocaust. So why the fuck should we forget slavery? Hundreds of millions of motherfuckers affected by slavery in this country. I don't want to hear that shit. And what took place with our white Jewish folk happened in Europe. It did not happen in this country, but they still receive reparations. That's why you need to go watch Brother Tony Muhammad on Nick Cannon's class, because he broke that shit down. And let me tell you what he broke down, how John Kerry went to meet with everybody when he went to meet the black folk. Them black folk just wanted to vote for him. They didn't request anything of John Kerry. And he's like, why are we just giving this man our vote? And we're not even giving him our demands of what we want. And then Brother Tony Muhammad broke down. He said, did you go meet with the Latino community? John Kerry was like, yes, I did. He said, did they have a list of demands if you wanted their vote? He said, yes, they did. Did you meet with the Jewish community? Yes, I did. Did they have a list of demands? He said, yes, they did. And then Brother Tony Muhammad looked around at all the black so-called leaders and said, well, why don't we have a list of demands for him? Why don't we just vote for him? Because this is, and matter of fact, where's John Kerry? Ain't heard, ain't seen from him since. See, let me tell you something. It's all theater. We got our runner-ups, and then when the runner-ups move up, well, we got to phase you out and bring somebody else in. You notice Hillary Clinton, Hillary, is gone. She's gone. She didn't win. Gone. You ain't heard from her, ain't seen from her since the DNC. Watch what happens with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Once they lose, you're not going to see them again. And they're going to fade into the black, and the DNC is so powerful, they're going to place them somewhere on somebody's job, because this is what they do. I'm telling y'all right now, I can't wait to do the podcast after the election, because I'm telling you, I'm going to be laughing my ass off when motherfuckers, when motherfuckers see that no matter who wins, the shit ain't gonna change, homie. The shit is not gonna change. That's real. And if you think that it is, no matter, I'm so interested to see if Joe Biden wins, if they're gonna go sit down with Ice Cube, because they told Cube, we'll sit down with you after the election. So if Joe Biden wins, let's see if they sit down with Brother Ice Cube and talk about his black contract with Black America. I can't wait, because when they don't sit down with him and they benign neglect Ice Cube, then I'm gonna go right back to this podcast and be like, that's what you dumbass niggas get for jumping down Ice Cube's throat and now holding the Democratic Party accountable. That's why they got all their Democratic shields playing all this fucking clown shit and going out of their way to try to vote shame people, make people feel bad because you ain't vote. Let me tell you something, man. Shit is not gonna change. I don't care what you think. I don't care who wins. It ain't gonna change. And trust and believe you me. When it doesn't change, I'm gonna be dying laughing. Right now they saying that Joe Biden has 119 electoral votes. Donald Trump has 92. Oh, man. But Donald, let's see. I'm looking. Joe Biden, Illinois. Look, that nigga got, Donald Trump got Arkansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi. I'm looking at this shit. I'm eager to see. And Florida. Let's see. And you know they gonna take all day. I'm telling y'all right now, whoever wins, nigga, you gotta go get yours regardless. Nigga, so don't hold your hands. Don't be like, oh, Donald Trump won. When Hillary Clinton lost, I was laughing my ass off when she came out there. I was like, no, matter of fact, she didn't even come out. She sent a representative out there and was like, we're not going home until every vote is counted. Basically, bitch, you lost. And you ain't heard from the bitch since. And now it's about to be the same shit. That's why I ain't even watch TV. If it ain't nothing about the clown-ass COVID-19 and this goddamn election, I'm just ready for it to be over so they can tank this economy like they already plan on doing anyway. Because let me tell you something, black folk, that the Democrats don't give a fuck about y'all niggas either. You have no allies and no friends, clowns. So go ahead and go vote. And I can't wait. Because whether Biden wins or not, and if Biden do win, I'm going to be on their ass. Okay, where's the contract for Black America? Why y'all ain't mad with Ice Cube? What are they doing for black folk? Where is this Lift Every Voice Act that's for minorities and people of color, which, as Dr. Claude Anderson teaches us, those are broad and ambiguous terms, and that groups everybody in with our struggle, everybody that built this country. So let's just get let's get that straight. Everybody did not participate in building this country. So let's get that straight. A lot of these immigrants just got here in the 1960s and 70s and shit. So some of these people don't even go back to the 1800s and the 1900s. So I don't even want to hear that shit. Remember this. You want to go do some sucker shit, go do it. But don't vote shame somebody else and try to make them feel bad because they ain't voting and doing no sucker shit. That's on you. Go do it. And you will be hearing from me Thursday after the election and after everything has taken place and the economy is fucked up still and you're still getting treated like bullshit and treated like an animal at your court plantation. I'm going to be like, all right, clown, they won, so what's happening now? Watch the people. Well, they got 4 years to clean up what Donald Trump fucked up. Trust and believe you me. It's going to be excuse after excuse. Hey, man, I'm your boy, Warren G. Place to be. Been clown and sucker free since 2003. This is No I Don't Know TV. You already know what it is. Y'all niggas want to do some sucker shit? Go do it. But you ain't finna vote shame me into nothing. YouTube ads, I'm tired of hearing about how we need to vote. Exactly. I'm tired of that shit. Everybody, pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to your surroundings. Don't let these people scare you and make it seem like it's the end of the world, because it's not. You still got to get up and go to the court plantation. And even if the Democratic Party side wins, let me tell you this. Ain't shit gonna change for black folk unless we take matters into our own hands and build our own economic base and demand for them to replace the system of racism and white supremacy and establish a system of justice. No black agenda, no fucking vote. I'm out. And if you see any niggas talking about, man, you should vote, man, you know, because Joe Biden, he gonna change it. Guilty, nigga. That's a Sambo, Steven from Django, tell him about the gun line boss, Hayward Shepherd ass nigga. I'm out. Peace.